Tolling of the Bell by S.E Schlosser on Ward Folklore. On October 7th, 1859, the residents of Charlottetown were awoken in the early morning to the sound of the church bell ringing. As the residents awoke from their slumber, they heard it ring for a second time, and then a third. Two men of the town decided to leave their homes to go investigate the mysterious ringing. As the two men arrived at the church, they heard it ring from above them for a fourth time, and then a fifth, and then a sixth. As they stood there, the doors to the church suddenly flew open, and there stood in the doorway a woman dressed in white. The men did not know if they were looking at a real woman, or if they were in fact looking at the face of an angel. But just as quickly as the doors had flew open, the doors then shut, and they heard the bell ring for a seventh time. The men tried their best to get inside, but the doors were locked, and from the window they saw the woman ascending the stairs to the bell tower. But then the minister had arrived and demanded to know what was going on, and the men told him what was happening. He unlocked the doors to the church, but inside there was no sign of the woman. There was not a single soul inside the church. As they ascended the stairs to the bell tower, they heard it ring for an eighth time. They ran up the stairs to go catch the culprit, but when they arrived, there was no one there. The bell was still tied down tightly, but as they placed their hand on the side of the bell, it still vibrated. The men had no idea what had happened, and they spent the rest of the day investigating and searching, but they came up with nothing. They could not find the woman, and there was no sign there was ever anyone inside the church. Though, later that day, there was a steam passenger called the Queen Fay that was supposed to arrive, but never did. The residents of Charlottetown then found out that it had sank and killed the 8 passengers on board. They then pieced together that the bell that had rang 8 times foretold the deaths of the 8 people on board. I chose to share this story because I thought it was pretty interesting about just spirituality in general, and how sometimes mysterious things can happen without explanation that relate to life and death. And I just thought it was something interesting and something that's more like eye-opening in a way, I guess. I hope you enjoyed my retelling of the story.